Social survival skills for introverts. I know that phrase alone feels heavy, because the world was never built for the quiet ones. The louder voices fill the room. The faster talkers dominate the game. And introverts often watch from the edge, unnoticed, until it costs them. Here's the truth no one says out loud. Being silent does not make you invisible. It makes you easy prey in power dynamics. Because in human nature psychology, the one who doesn't speak up often becomes the one who gets spoken for. You might think, I'm fine staying quiet, but silence itself is a language. It tells people where you stand in the social hierarchy explained. And if you don't shape it, they will. This is not about forcing yourself to be loud. It's about learning social survival skills. Knowing how to read people. Knowing when to step in. And when to stay still, so the game turns in your favor. Because life is a game. Game theory in real life. Every room has unspoken social rules. Every team hides invisible lines of loyalty and rivalry. If you don't see them, you become the piece, not the player. Think about office politics tips no one ever gave you. The loud one gets credit for ideas. The friendly one becomes the boss's favorite. The quiet one works harder but keeps losing ground. Not because they're weak, but because they didn't notice how the game was being played. So the first survival mindset for introverts is this. You don't need to change who you are. You need to shift how you see. You train your eyes to catch manipulation tactics. You sense micro reactions, small shifts in tone. Because once you see the hidden moves, you stop reacting blindly. Psychological manipulation works only if you don't notice it. A sudden compliment right before a request. A guilt trip masked as kindness. A casual joke that makes you doubt yourself. Street smart skills mean catching these patterns early, before they sink in. Introverts are not weak players. They are observers. They notice details that louder people miss. That is power, if you know where to use it. Let's go deeper. Imagine a group conversation. Someone interrupts you. If you fall silent, the room forgets you spoke. If you fight to reclaim space, they see you as defensive. The real move? Pause. Then finish your sentence calmly. You signal, I am not shaken. That subtle act raises your rank in the social hierarchy explained. Social survival skills are not about becoming someone else. They are about bending the game to your rhythm. Introverts win through timing, through silence that is intentional, through words that cut instead of scatter. Muta one lesson here. Every group is testing you unconsciously. Are you passive? Are you someone who can be led? Or, are you a quiet one who cannot be controlled? That difference decides whether you are respected or overlooked. Human nature psychology makes this cruelly simple. People respect what resists, not what disappears. So, how to win in life as an introvert? You stop waiting for fairness. You play with awareness. You watch who always speaks first. You track who gets credit. You ask, who benefits if I stay quiet now? That question flips the script. Instead of reacting, you choose. That's emotional intelligence in action. Notice this. In most rooms, power is not held by the smartest. It's held by the one who shapes the flow. The one who decides what gets attention. The one who frames the story. Your role is not to compete on volume, but on influence. Influence happens in small ways. A question at the right time. A summary that clarifies the mess. An observation that no one else caught. Each of these signals authority, without shouting. Social hierarchy explained is nothing mystical. It's the map of who listens to who. And introverts can redraw that map, if they are strategic. Now here's the hidden danger. Introverts often believe being liked is enough. But in power dynamics, being liked is not the same as being valued. People like those who entertain. They value those who cannot be replaced. So the real street smart skill is this. Stop asking, do they like me? Start asking, do they need me in the game? Office politics tips often sound shallow. Smile more, network more, talk more. That advice ignores introvert wiring. The real survival mindset is sharper. Observe, position, act only when the leverage is highest. This is how you turn quiet into force. Not by drowning out others, but by knowing when one move is worth 10 words. Think of manipulation tactics like traps on the floor. If you rush forward, you step right in. If you watch first, you see the patterns. You avoid the trap, or you let someone else walk into it instead. That's how to read people. Not by memorizing signals, but by slowing down enough to notice what others miss. The deeper truth is this. Most humans play on autopilot. They react emotionally. They chase approval. They avoid discomfort. An introvert who breaks that autopilot suddenly looks untouchable. So ask yourself right now, do I want to be unnoticed or unreadable? Because unreadable is power. Now let's get surgical. Social survival skills start sharpening when you stop hoping people will see your worth and start seeing what they are afraid to lose. That's the first crack in the code. Power doesn't flow to the deserving. It flows to those who control attention, emotion, or outcomes. So how do introverts shift that? By learning how to interrupt without volume. A calm, direct, hold on. It cuts sharper than shouting. Because it signals control, not desperation. Next, learn how to mirror. Not to flatter. To track. People reveal their hierarchy position in how they speak, gesture, joke. Match their pace, then slowly slow it down. It trains them to follow your tempo. Without knowing why. This is how emotional intelligence turns into quiet leadership. Not through orders, but through invisible framing. Watch how high-status people behave. They take up space, even when silent. They sit still. They don't justify. They don't fill gaps. They are comfortable being seen without trying. Practice that. Then layer your own rhythm on top. Human nature psychology says people fear rejection more than failure. So if you can stay calm when others seek validation, you look like the one who doesn't need the group. That scares them, but it also draws them in. Remember, introverts aren't outsiders. They are edge dwellers. They observe the center, then strike when the timing flips. Social hierarchy explained? It's not a ladder. It's a circle. And influence rotates with attention. Introverts just need to speak when the silence is loudest. That's when it lands. Let's talk about defense. When you're being manipulated, the trap is always emotional. They need you to react fast. To get angry. To defend. To prove. But if you pause, say, interesting, or just nod slowly, you flip the pressure back. They have to explain. They get exposed. And now they're the one on edge. Survival mindset for introverts is built on this truth. Power comes from refusal. The refusal to chase. The refusal to react. The refusal to need. This is not coldness. It's clarity. Clarity scares people, especially those who live in emotional chaos. Manipulation tactics often rely on guilt. You don't care. You're too quiet. You're hard to read. Use that. If they say you're hard to read, don't fix it. Let it hang. Being unreadable means they can't control you. Social survival is not about charm. It's about strategy. In every group, there is a rhythm, a tempo, a power source. Watch for it. Then decide where you want to stand. Now look back. Where have you been silenced by your own overthinking? Where did you sense a shift, but said nothing? Where did you give too much context, trying to seem nice? That's not weakness. It's untrained instinct. And instincts can be trained. Street smart skills for introverts sound like this. Say less. Mean more. Wait longer. Strike cleaner. Most people speak from reaction. You can speak from leverage. Remember Muta 1. In any social game, the real battle is over narrative. Who controls the story? Even in silence, you are shaping it. Or letting someone else do it for you. Let's get brutally clear. If you are the quiet one in the room, you are either feared or forgotten. There is no middle. Choose fear. Not by being scary. By being unshakable. You don't flinch. You don't justify. You don't chase. That makes people recalculate around you. Think about game theory in real life. If your every move is predictable, you lose. So become unpredictable. Not chaotic. Just unreadable. Let people wonder what you're thinking. Let silence build tension. Then drop one sentence that flips the dynamic. Power dynamics run under every conversation. If you can see the current, you can swim under it. Office politics tips get lazy when they ignore power. Smile more? No. Sense the power node in the room, and aim your words there. It's not about being nice. It's about being precise. This is how to win in life without shouting. You train your gaze. You train your rhythm. You let others exhaust themselves in noise. Then, when it counts, you cut through. Final thought. Being introverted is not a weakness. It's camouflage. Until you choose to be seen. And when you do, don't just speak. Strike.